Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So today we'll see one more concept in compiler design, that is a lexical analyzer. So which is a first phase of a compiler. So lexical analyzer. So what is the role of lexical analyzer, right? So in our previous session we have discussed about different phases of a compiler, and then we have seen the grouping of different phases into different passes, one pass compiler, two pass compiler, and then we have seen a different compiler construction tools, right? So now we'll go with the first phase, that is a lexical analyzer. So what are the roles? So first, before going to the roles of lexical analyzer, so what is the input for this lexical analyzer and what is the output for this lexical analyzer? So the input for the lexical analyzer is the program. It's a program which is written in high level language, so, right? And we know that the compiler input is the main aim of compiler is to convert the high level language to the machine level language. So obviously the input will be the program, and that will be given to the lexical analyzer, which is the first phase of a compiler. So it will be given to lexical analyzer. Then what will be the output of this lexical analyzer? So the output of this lexical analyzer will be tokens. So which will be the input for the second phase. Okay, so the tokens. And also it will be maintaining the symbol table. So this lexical analyzer will also maintain a symbol table. Okay, so now we know the input is program and output will be the tokens. I'll write here output. Now exactly what is a token? So this token is a group of characters. Okay, and this is a small individual unit of a program. Small individual unit of a program is called token. So there are different kinds of tokens, and these tokens are categorized in different ways. So categories. The first one, keywords. So every compiler will be having a few keywords. That means the reserved words given by the compiler which have the specific functionalities. And similarly, identifiers. So which identifies the memory location. Okay. Similarly, operators. So usually operators we know for computing purpose, right? So we have seen a lot of operators in C programming. So like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, bitwise operators, logical operators, okay, assignment operators, all these comes under these operators. And next is separators. Separators means by separating a different identifiers in a program. So for example, if we want to declare two variables, what we will be declaring? So int some a comma b. Okay. So this is a small statement we are writing to declare two variables. And now this will be a token 1, and this will be a token 2, and this will be a token 3, and this will be token 4. So this individual unit of a program, we call it as a tokens. And see this comma, this one also a token, right? So this is called a separator. Usually we can write it as a 4, and this is a 4, and this will be the 5. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this separators means separating one instruction with another instruction. So usually we use a separator semicolon to end the instruction. So semicolon will comes under the separator, and as well as in order to differentiate two different variables, we are using a comma. So comma will also come with the separators. And also some symbols, we will be using some symbols. Okay, we'll be using some symbols in our program. So you can say the curly braces. These are the symbols which we are using to represent a block, and parentheses, which represent usually for a function. Okay, so these will be called as a symbols. So all these grouped together, we call it as a tokens. Okay, all these grouped together, we call it as a tokens. So the collection of tokens, arranging the tokens in a grammatical format will give some instruction to the computer or a compiler. Right? So tokens are this one, and from a program we should get the tokens as a result. And the group of characters, see one more concept, a group of characters which represent token is lexeme. Okay, lexeme means it's a group of characters which represents the token. For example, we are saying this int as a token. So int will be one lexeme, and similarly a is one lexeme, b is another lexeme, comma, semicolon, and parenthesis, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, curly braces, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. So all these comes under lexemes, right? A group of characters which represents the tokens, okay, which match the pattern of a token is called a lexemes. So this symbol table will be having the lexemes and the corresponding tokens. Okay, so lexeme and token. The symbol table will be having a two fields, lexeme and token. So we'll see one by one. So now it will be processed, the input program will be given to the lexical analyzer, and it will be processing the input and it will give the tokens. So what happens here is the question. Okay, so we are giving a program here. For example, let it be some c is equal to a plus b. This is the instruction of one program, in a program. So output will be c is equal to a plus b. So these are the group of tokens. All these are the different tokens. How many tokens? So 5 tokens are there. These are 5 tokens. For example, if you are having a semicolon, and you have to include the semicolon also. Okay, semicolon. So it will be a total 6 tokens. So we are giving the input and we are getting these tokens. And what happens in this lexical analyzer? How the instruction will be converted into tokens. So that we'll see one by one. So the immediate step, the first thing is giving a program, that means a sentence or an instruction given to the compiler. So what happens here, the first role is it will remove all the comments and the white spaces in the program. So we know that if we write any program with the comments, and those comments will not be executed by the compiler. You can observe that. So you might be having an experience with that, right? So we are supposed to write some comments in the program by giving some titles, okay, and that will not be implemented, or that will not be executed by the compiler. So because the first step, it will eliminate comments. Whatever the comments we have written in the program, those comments will be eliminated. And also any white spaces, the extra spaces, okay, any extra spaces will also be removed, okay, and unessential symbols, okay, which doesn't obey the rules of the compiler. So all these things will be eliminated from the instruction. That's the first thing happens. And the next one, after eliminating that, so the instruction or program, or instruction will be divided into tokens. divided into tokens. So this usually we call it as a tokenization. So grouping, or sorry, division of the complete instruction into different small units or small parts. So usually we call it as a tokens. Now after that what happens? So the grouping of tokens will be happens. So the tokens will be categorized. So grouping or classifying, okay, grouping of tokens will be done. That means, so what comes under the operators, what comes under the identifiers, what comes under the separators. So like that the complete tokens will be classified. And then the next one is all the tokens, each and every token will be validated. So the next is each and every token will be validated. That means, so we know some rules given by the compiler to represent the tokens, right? For example, take the identifier. So we know some rules that we have to follow in order to give a name for the identifier, right? So it will check whether the complete rules have been followed, right? Whether the identifiers are valid identifiers or invalid identifiers. So that will be done here, right? So there will be few valid identifiers and invalid identifiers. And finally, after completion of that, tokens will be generated. So a list of tokens will be generated. And also it will maintain some symbol table. Okay. So for example, so some valid tokens and some invalid tokens in a program, right? So valid tokens are, we know the keywords, just now we have mentioned keywords, identifiers, operators, separators, some symbols, some special symbols. And invalid identifiers or invalid tokens will be spaces, macros, escape sequences, etc. So all this comes under the invalid token. So this will be done in this particular step. Okay. So each and every token will be validated. So it will group what are the valid tokens and what are the invalid tokens. Now we'll see an example and we'll see all these things. So I'll erase this one. Hope you understood the difference of valid and invalid. So for example, let us take some int main, int a comma b. Okay, and I'll write a small program. Okay, let us take this one, c is equal to a plus b, and close it. Okay, small program. Now we can say let it be. I'm writing here comments. So addition. So what happens here? The first one, it will eliminate the comments. So these comments will be eliminated. The first step. Second step, program instruction will be divided into tokens. What are the tokens here? So int main parenthesis open close c is equal to a plus b colon, and also let us write here c is equal to, I write here a plus b. Okay, So these are the different tokens in our program. So int, main, open parenthesis, closed parenthesis, so curly braces, C is equal to A plus and B. So this is the second step. This is the first step. We have eliminated the comments, and this is the second step. And the next one, grouping of token will be done. What are the groupings? So you can say this is an identifier, this is a parenthesis, or we can say it as a symbol. Okay, and this is also a symbol, and this is a keyword, and this is a symbol, this is an identifier, this is an operator, it's an identifier, this is an operator, and this is a identifier and also closed parenthesis, that will be a symbol. So grouping will be done here. Grouping will be done, and then each and every token will be validated. So it will check whether there are valid tokens or invalid tokens. So it will check all the things, and definitely that is a valid token. And then a list of tokens will be generated. So this is a complete list of tokens. And where is the concept of symbol table? So whenever whenever the program is divided into token, that will be reflected on the symbol table. See, the symbol table will be having the two things. As I said, one is a lexeme, another one is a token. Okay, so this one is a lexeme and this one is a token, right? So A is a lexeme which represents the token. And what type of token this one? This is an ID, identifier. So ID means identifier, right? So identifier is a token. So this is a simply this we can say it as a symbol table. See, this is a symbol table, right? For this program, these are the different tokens we got. Okay, so in how many tokens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So total 11 tokens were there in our program. So don't worry about the logic, okay? For a simplification, for your better understanding, I have written only one statement. So don't give in the comment that C, A, B are not identified, okay? They are not being declared here. So you can also declare that, but the number of tokens will be more, okay? That's it. So don't worry about the declaration and all the syntaxes. Just if the program consists of only single statement, these will be the identifiers, right? So there are total 11 tokens, and also we have missed about the semicolon. Yes, so we have also missed the semicolon. This will be the separator. This will be the separator. So total 12 tokens are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So total 12 tokens were there. So a simple example for getting the tokens. So this will be the last one. Okay. So last step is a list of tokens will be generated. And also it will find the errors. It will also send the errors. So usually if you are trying to execute any C program, so first we will compile that. So before creating the bytecode itself, we will be getting some syntax errors. So here itself the errors will be displayed. So what kind of errors? So if there are any spelling mistakes, for example, if you are using only in, okay, instead of int, okay, instead of int, if you mention it as in, so that will be some sort of spelling mistake, okay, because we are not having a in keyword, okay. So this one will be the one error. Okay, and appearance of a special character. So typo mistake. If a typo mistake, there is some A, B, C after the curly braces. Okay, after this curly braces, if there is A, B, C, this is nothing but a appearance of unnecessary symbols. So that will also be deleted. So unessential symbols or unessential characters. So after the completion of curly braces, these are the unessential characters. This will also be removed. Okay, and unmatched string. Unmatched string. So usually in our C programming, so the string will be represented in the double quotations. Okay, so if you open the open quotes, and definitely we have to close the double quotes. So in these options of double quotes, this is nothing but unmatched string. So this is also one type of error, and also exceeding the length of identifier. So that depends upon the language. For example, if you go with the C, so the maximum length of the identifier should be not more than 32 characters. So when you are trying to give any identifier with a length which beyond the 32, definitely it will raise an error, and that doesn't happen in Python. Okay, so that depends upon the language. So all these kind of errors will also be displayed during this lexical analyzer. Okay, we usually call them as a compilation errors or a syntax errors. Right? So these are the roles of lexical analyzer. So we have seen how the input will be processed and how we are getting the tokens as an output. So this is the first phase of a compiler, which takes the program instruction as an input and tokens as an output. So here we have seen everything. We have taken one example, and we have taken this is a symbol table. So symbol table will also be generated here, right? So Lexemes and the corresponding tokens will be available in the symbol table, right? So let's stop here. Hope you enjoyed my session, and if you are having any doubts regarding this one, feel free to post your doubts in the comment section. Definitely I will try to clarify all your doubts. If you really enjoyed my session, like my session, share my session with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.